Hey everyone, this is Drew with Drew Drives. Today we're going for a drive in this 2008 Corvette C6. It's owned by my friend Ashwin over here. He's going to tell us a little bit about the vehicle. Go for a quick walk around. Let's go walk around the car and tell us a little bit about the car.
Yeah, so this is a 08 C6 Corvette. Runs around 30k miles. The mods include like a Billy boat. I believe it was a headers, long tube headers, and then there's an exhaust. I think I don't remember what brand the exhaust is. The intake is a K&N cold air intake. We can take a look under the hood.
Yeah, it's a beautiful car. I'm honestly not a big fan of Corvettes, but like this one, I think it's a very beautiful design. I think Chevrolet nailed the design on this one.
Kind of cool how the hood comes up like
I didn't even know it did that. Old car, what can you do?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, looks pretty good under the hood over there. Yeah, I can see that K&N filter down there.
Yeah, the K&N.
K&N cold air intake, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what brand the exhaust is, but it's a full exhaust kit.
Okay.
Long tube headers. Those are the main upgrades. It does have like a dyno tune, I believe.
Dyno?
It makes around 400 wheel.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I mean, I like the drilled rotors and the Corvette, how it says Corvette on the caliper up front. It's a really good looking car. But yeah, let's go for that drive.
Yeah, let's go.
So it's an automatic, this one. So the door got jammed there. Yeah, it's a little bit weird, that door. You have to like click this button because it's like electronically powered. You got your manual door release down there in case your battery dies and you can lock yourself in your vehicle. And this has this is like not factory, right?
That is factory, yeah.
That?
Yeah.
It looks like a really ratchet starter.
Yeah, that's how it came.
That's crazy.
Definitely trying to copy some sort of I don't know.
Oh, it has a head-up display. That's cool. It's like a really old school head-up display.
Yeah.
Very heavy steering.
Copy like some sort of planes or something.
Okay.
Start up. I don't know.
Gotcha. But yeah, it's yeah, the head-up display definitely gives like a vibe from like an airplane or something like that. But one thing to note, it's like really hard for me to fit in this thing. Like I'm 6'1", I can barely fit in here, even with the seat all the way back. So definitely not something I would be able to daily drive.
Yeah, it's not bad for short people.
Yeah. You got heated seats. You can also, so you have two settings, extra hot and normal. You have I see you have this Alpine unit. You have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
Yep.
You just have to plug it in.
Yeah, it's wired.
Yeah, this is a really unique one. You said it only had like 20,000 miles when you bought it, right?
Yeah, like 22k. Now it's at like 30, I believe, 32.
That's crazy.
Super low miles.
That's a good find. So it's cool. Yeah, you see you got the Apple CarPlay over there.
Yeah, it's super loud. Honestly, it's something to get used to, but once like you're going up to like, let's say around 50-ish,
yeah,
you don't really hear the exhaust as much anymore.
Gotcha.
I just usually hear it when I'm like under acceleration. So right now, once you're cruising, that's when you don't really hear as much anymore.
Yeah, the steering is real heavy. It's nice.
Yeah, super communicative.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep the AC down a bit so you guys will be able to hear us a little bit better. But yeah, the head-up display is pretty big. I like that. You can see it really clearly. Unlike some cars with head-up displays, you can't really see much. And the shift paddles are really weird. It's like when Porsche did that stupid shift paddle design with their PDK, in which you had to like pull it for downshift and press it for upshift on both sides. I hate that. Like, it's the same thing on either side. It's so dumb.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's always confusing. Sometimes I'm using it just for fun.
Yeah.
And anytime I try upshifting, it just downshifts.
Yeah, I would hate that because it's just like traditionally with paddles, you just left for downshift,
exactly.
right for upshift.
I think these are some of the earlier paddles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really weird design.
Yeah, I mean, I hated when Porsche did that. It didn't make any sense.
I did see some videos where they like modify it,
yeah,
the wiring or whatever, and then you can change it to where the right side's up and the left side's down. I really want to do that sometime, maybe.
You should. Yeah, this thing is super loud. how much is like the stock horsepower in this car, and what is yours have?
Yeah, so usually it makes like 430, 436, I think, from the factory.
Okay.
With the automatic and the MagnaRide. It does have MagnaRide, which is kind of nice. I think this is like MagnaRide 1, probably the earliest version.
What is MagnaRide?
Basically, it's just like a suspension, which involves, I believe, magnetic dampers.
Got it.
I think that's what it is. But yeah, Sport kind of just makes it a little rough. It's pretty instantaneous to change. Once it's in Sport, you can start feeling the ride's a little more bumpy.
Okay.
And Tour, I usually drive it in Tour, but yeah. And yeah, so basically, I think with MagnaRide, it makes like 436. And
okay.
Without MagnaRide, I think it was like 430. I don't really know why there was a discrepancy, but yeah. Now it makes like 400 at the wheels.
Okay.
So I think that's probably more around 470, 460, 470.
Got it.
At the crank, probably a little more maybe. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, ride height's pretty low. It's really low to the ground, of course. Yeah, really long hood on this thing too. Blind spots are pretty bad, obviously. There's like not much you can see.
Yeah, I think the right's not terrible, but the left's like impossible.
Yeah, I can't really see anything on the left, which sucks.
It is a Targa. I think all the Z06 and the ZR1 aren't a Targa. They were fixed, but the the C6 base does come with a Targa top, which is kind of nice. Okay,
nice. Yeah, it's I like this interior. This is a good color combo. It's black with a red interior, and it's like it's a nice shade of red. It's not like really bright pink or something. It's like a nice deep cherry red, which I like. Because like with the red interior, you can go wrong if you use like the wrong shade of color.
Definitely.
It's a classy looking Corvette. Like I think it aged really gracefully.
Oh,
like the way it looks so good. Like it doesn't look like a 2008 car. Like
I think it's definitely an eye catcher.
You could probably pawn it off as like a 15 for a non-car person. You'd be like, oh nice, you have a 2015 Corvette, you know?
Yeah, I feel like to people who aren't car people, they probably think it's a lot newer.
Yeah. It reminds me of a Ferrari. It reminds me of the Ferrari 360 because of the clear headlight design up front, and then the two circles in the back.
Yeah, yeah.
And the shape of the car is really beautiful. It doesn't look like an American car. It looks like a European car to me.
Yeah. I feel like Corvette's also like a pretty iconic design, so that's like the only reason it's kind of American.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
The last of the round taillights.
Yeah.
I think at the T7 they changed it.
Right. Which is a shame because the round lights look good. But the C7 taillights look pretty good. I don't like the C8 taillights are horrible. They look like a Camaro. It makes the car look like a Camaro. I do not like the C8 at all. I think it's a really, really ugly car.
It does look like a Camaro. That's why I thought my first time I saw it.
I've driven a bunch of C8s. 1LT, 2LT, 3LT, Z51, all of them. They're all fast. Handling is not that great though in my opinion for what it is. It's a cool car for sure, but it looks like crap. I hate the way it looks.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This thing is really fast.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Wow. When you put your foot down, it takes a second to, get going, but it flies.
Yeah, the transmission definitely holds it back a bit.
And it is so loud. It sounds really good. It's a naturally aspirated V8?
Naturally aspirated, yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, it does take a second to,
Pedals are not great.
The downshifting is pretty quick.
It's okay, it's not terrible.
But the upshift is where it hurts a little bit.
Yeah, it's really slow on upshifts. Unless the car's expecting it won't upshift.
But yeah, it does sound ridiculously good. I love it. You can't go wrong with a naturally aspirated V8,
Definitely, yeah.
And yeah, I'll link Ashwin's channel below. He makes some videos on this car every once in a while. If you like this car and this video, you can definitely check out his channel. He'll be posting more clips of his car. I think you should make some POV drives of your car.
Yeah, I plan on it.
It's a pretty cool car,
I got a GoPro recently.
Yeah. is what it is, man. Like,
yeah. I heard there are some mods you can do to make it a little more responsive, so that'd be pretty cool to do sometime.
God, it sounds so good.
Yeah.
I could just downshift this thing all day. It sounds amazing.
Yeah, no, it does.
How often do you just do that? Just keep smacking the paddle to downshift this thing?
Honestly, I don't even downshift it. I just floor it.
Just floor it, yeah.
I just put it in sport mode and floor it.
It's a really nice car.
I like going off the red light.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm at the front.
I believe it, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I was telling you earlier, like the drone, definitely drone, but like as you were saying on the highway, it's not as much.
It's not as bad, right? Like right now at 2K, it's not the worst.
It's not the worst, yeah. But I feel like if you're in bumper-to-bumper traffic in this thing,
yeah, bumper-to-bumper is kind of annoying.
It probably would drive you a little bit nuts.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, like when you come to when you're starting to slow down, like the drone gets pretty bad.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You can hear that brake squeal right there.
Yeah.
You have a backup camera in this car?
Yeah, it has a backup camera.
From factory, or you put one on?
No, not factory. The old owner put a... Yeah, basically everything was done by the old owner. I haven't done anything to this car.
Yeah, I mean, it had a lot of stuff when you got it, so...
Yeah.
And that's pretty convenient. The old owner of this car, whoever it is, definitely made this car pretty, up to date with like the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto head unit, and then
yeah, it definitely helps with every other car having Apple CarPlay these days.
Yeah.
It's like
dude, honestly, I don't even really care about all these crazy infotainments in new cars. All I need is Apple CarPlay.
Yeah, I just need Apple CarPlay. I just want my phone on the screen.
I don't actually do anything in the infotainment. Like my M3's infotainment's pretty advanced, but all I do is just have Apple CarPlay on there.
I just like putting navigation on my phone and then being able to see here.
Right.
That's the main purpose. And music, of course.
Yeah. Have you had any issues with the car, or has it been pretty reliable for you?
I mean, I haven't had it for too long. It's been like 1.5 years, but yeah, nothing serious, nothing at all really. All I did was like oil changes and regular maintenance rotations. Yeah,
and like Ashwin uses this car to commute back and forth to college.
Yeah, college and work as well.
Yeah, so he uses it really often. It's not like a weekend car or anything, so it's pretty good that he didn't have any issues with it or something like that.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
So that's good to hear.
Yeah, the LS3 in general has a pretty reliable history.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that when I asked you why you bought a Vette.
Yeah, the LS3, like I researched it. I heard the LS3 is a really reliable engine.
Do I have to be in sport mode with this for the paddles to work?
Yeah, you do.
Because it's not working now.
Yeah,
okay.
It doesn't work unless it's sport mode.
So it's basically manual mode.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, really cool car.
Yeah, it's been great. I just wish it was a manual sometimes.
Yeah, I don't
That's the only
blame you.
thing. Everything else is great about this car.
Yeah, I think the only demerit of this car is it being an automatic, but
yeah,
it is cool other than that. But I think if it was a manual, it would be perfect. This would be an awesome car.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. We'll end this video pretty shortly. It's been pretty cool so far. Yeah. I think it's a really nice little Corvette right here. Yeah, I mean, when you're at an idle, like hearing that exhaust, it's so loud.
Yeah, no, it definitely is.
I naturally aspirated V8s are one of my favorite engines. Like any car with the naturally aspirated V8, I find cool.
Yeah.
Like even like a Nissan Armada or something like that. I think that's cool because of the V8.
Right. Yeah. I agree. The Armada's
like the Infiniti QX80. It sounds so good.
It does. Yeah. That 5.6 liter V8 is pretty nice.
Ridiculous, man. The brake squeal is really loud. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, no, I have. But
is it common?
I think like I think it is kind of common. I don't know.
Like for example, in my M3, that my car squeals like crazy, but it's normal on the M3 brakes. Apparently, it's just really common. I hate it, but everyone has the same issue. I don't know if that's something common on the C6 or not, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I haven't met that many other C6 owners, but I would guess it probably is. I mean, it's been like that since I got the car.
Got it.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, that's about it. Thank you for watching another video of Drew Drives. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. I'll link Ashwin's channel in the description below. Ashwin, thanks for letting us go for a drive in the car.
Yeah, of course.
Talking to us about it. And yeah, he'll be posting some videos too. But yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks.